The end credits for the new installment of Feud Capote vs. The Swans includes an important disclaimer that is intended to inform viewers of the show's purpose. Feud Capote vs. The Swans tells the true story of American writer Truman Capote and the New York socialites he befriended and then famously exposed in his writing. The second installment of Feud was released 7 years after the first season, which followed the infamous feud between actresses Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. Feud Season 2 is based on the 2021 best-selling book Capote's Women, a true story of love, betrayal, and a swan song for an era by Lawrence Leamer. Feud Capote vs. The Swan features a star-studded cast, high drama, and a stunning recreation of New York society during the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. The series, like Capote's unfinished novel, Answered Prayers, looks at the inner lives, secrets, and struggles of some of the most notable socialities at the time, including Jackie Kennedy's younger sister and the wife of the father of modern broadcasting. Feud has a disclaimer that reminds viewers it isn't entirely accurate. Slim, babe says it. In all black attending Anne's funeral in Feud Capote vs. The Swans.jpg. In the end credits for Feud Capote vs. The Swans, there is a lengthy disclaimer about the show's accuracy and dramatization. Part of the disclaimer reads, while this story is inspired by actual events, certain characterizations, incidents, locations, and dialogue were imagined for the purpose of dramatization. It appears just briefly at the very end of the credits, but it sends an important message to viewers, especially those who may not be familiar with the true story. Feud Capote vs. The Swans isn't the first series to include such a disclaimer in its credits. The Crown Season 5 added a disclaimer after the show was brought under fire for inaccuracies by those it was portraying. Interestingly enough, Feud Season 2 was originally supposed to focus on Prince Charles and Princess Diana before settling on Capote and the Swans. In the digital age where everyone has access to fact-checkers, projects are often judged based on accuracy. However, shows like Feud Capote vs. The Swans are meant for entertainment and must rely on a degree of dramatization. Feud Season 1 was slammed for inaccuracies. Catherine Zeta-Jones as Olivia de Havilland and Susan Sarandon as Bette Davis in Feud.jpg. The disclaimer for Feud Capote vs. The Swans could be due to the backlash Season 1 faced for its inaccuracies. Feud originally told the story of Bette Davis and Joan Crawford and their infamous rivalry that has been dissected many times before. Though their feud was one of Hollywood's most popular, it is also believed to have been largely made up and perpetuated as something bigger than it truly was. Feud, Bette and Joan also included the portrayal of other major figures of that time, which led to a lawsuit. Olivia de Havilland sued FX for Feud's portrayal of her, which she claimed made her appear to be a vulgar hypocrite and gossip, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Though de Havilland famously won a lawsuit against Warner Brothers that took down the studio system, her lawsuit against FX was dismissed. Hopefully, the disclaimer in Feud Capote vs. The Swans will prevent any potential future legal issues.